Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Real Housewives of New Jersey reunion part 1. It was really explosive last night, and I was glued to my TV screen the entire time. There was some clips that I saw posted online before the reunion, before I was able to watch, because you know how they always post like the sneak peeks and stuff like that. So I was trying to avoid those because I didn't want it to like spoil my experience of watching the reunion from start to finish. But of course, I watched a couple of them. And of course, I was just like, all right, saw that part. But wait, what? This happened. This happened. So it was a pretty explosive reunion. And we're going to break it all down in just a few minutes. So if you guys are new here to my channel, do not forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe because we are so close to my goal of 10,000 subscribers. I believe now we are about 6 or 7 subscribers away from hitting 10K. And maybe by the time this video is out, maybe by the end of the day, we will get there. So please, please subscribe and let me know your thoughts down below as we watch this video, as you watch this video with me, of your thoughts on the Jersey Housewives reunion. So it really got off really hot immediately with the whole Teresa and Melissa feud and drama. It was kind of like, are we going to wait to get into that? No, we're getting into it now. And they both kind of came into it with the idea that it was just not going to be resolved. I felt like Melissa seemed a little bit more reasonable, obviously, where she potentially was open to more conversation of resolving things, where Teresa came in with her mind made up. She said that she's never going to talk to Melissa again. She never wants to see her face again after this. She's leaving the show. She's done with her. She's disgusting. You know, Teresa really kind of goes for the jugular and really goes at her hard. And it's difficult because when you ask me, you know, am I team Teresa or team Melissa? Because everybody has a side. I am team Teresa, but I agree with Melissa more. And let me explain. The reason I'm team Teresa is because I love watching her on the show. I'm more invested in her life. I love her family. You know, her journey from season 1 to 13 has been just so much fun to watch. And it's just like, I'm so entertained by her. Everything she does, I'm just like, it's Teresa. Like, she's my favorite. However, I feel like when they're arguing, Melissa seems more mature, more reasonable, more logical. And it kind of gets murky because it seems like there's so much drama happening behind the scenes, which is coming to the reunion, which is great because they do kind of break the fourth wall. Because at the reunion, they talk about things that happen in like in the media and in the blogs. But when they're filming the show, they don't, right? Because it's filmed so many months ago. So I like that the fourth wall kind of talk is broken during the reunion. We get a little bit more insight. But from watching the show, that's why I'm so torn and why Jersey is so exciting, is because I agree with Melissa, but then I am more supportive of Teresa. I just love her more. I'm sorry. You know, I want to root for her, but even when she's wrong. And the drama just really got into it immediately. So I think that it was wrong for Teresa to bring up Antonia because Melissa brings up good points. Antonia, none of her kids have ever said anything negative about Teresa or her family on the show. While, you know, Gia, Melania, Gabriella, I mean, they're allowed to speak in their truth, but, you know, that definitely adds a different layer to it that Teresa's kids are a lot more involved in the show, but Teresa's also more involved in the show. The show is about her. I also didn't like when Teresa said that Melissa's leaving. I mean, does Teresa have a sway? Does she have a influence? Is she allowed to say like who's coming and going? I mean, she is the queen bee. I don't think she makes those decisions. Bravo executives do, but Teresa might have a say as the longest standing OG, and she doesn't think she's going to be able to coexist with Melissa next season. And maybe she isn't. I do think that they both should come back. I want both of them back, but I think Jersey needs a pause, which I think they might kind of be on right now. I heard Andy Cohen say in a recent interview that they're taking, you know, a few weeks to assess the situation. They're going to let the reunion play out before they send out contracts or make casting decisions. I've noticed in a lot of housewife shows, they've taken a couple months off before filming. And I kind of think Jersey really needs that. You know, I've known the ladies also have said multiple times that they don't want to film in the summer, that they've been filming in the summer the last 4 years. So maybe Jersey should just wait and start to film in the fall and then film all the way till Christmas, because those were like the OG seasons of Jersey when we got like the holiday parties and the Christmas, and that was like kind of good stuff. So I think that is my opinion of what Jersey should do. And then it gives Melissa and Teresa a couple more months to digest their feelings and spend time apart. And then I do think they can coexist next season, but I think maybe it could be a little bit more separate. Like, we don't need to do all these group parties like all the time. Like, maybe they can film a little bit separately, like they've done in the past, versus like pushing them together too soon. Like, maybe wait till like episode 3 or 4 before you put them in the same room, if possible, because you can still film with all the other girls. There's a lot of other girls going. There's a lot of other girls and drama and storylines going on. So let's talk about the fact that Dolores said her man, Pauly, is not even divorced yet. He never felt the reason to get divorced. He's been separated for 14 years. There's a reason to get divorced. Once you start dating someone new and you start falling in love, there's your reason to get divorced. I think it's a little irresponsible and shady. I mean, maybe not too much, but Pauly, he should have got on that earlier before maybe Dolores pushed him to sign the papers. And he should not be talking about an engagement. I don't care how many years he's been separated. 14 years. You've had 14 years to sign those papers and get divorced. You want to procrastinate. You don't feel the need to. Your kids are still young. You want to wait a few years. Fine, but it's been 14 years. He should have been divorced by now. But I do want to see Dolores get engaged next season to Pauly. I think it'll be great TV. I think it's great for the moment. And I think it'll be amazing. And we're all rooting for Dolores and her love and her Irish love. And her son, Frankie Jr., my favorite. My favorite. Now, the drama between Danielle and Rachel Fuda. Rachel Fuda irks me. She frustrates me. I want to root for her because you can tell that, like, I don't know. I can't even, it's just, she's just so frustrating to watch. I mean, Danielle is obviously a lot more loud and obnoxious and over the top, which could be a little overbearing at times. But Rachel Fuda, she just like knows how to move the needle. And I was telling my neighbor Colleen last night, who came over because we watched the show together. I was like, she really likes Rachel Fuda, Colleen. And I'm like, Rachel Fuda is stirring the pot. Is it her job to stir the pot as a housewife? Yes. But I watched her all season be sneaky, snaky. Like a lot of the things she said, she totally over exaggerated the conversation that got Margaret mad at Danielle. And I'm glad that Margaret kind of took a step back to apologize to Danielle. But Margaret, you know, oh my gosh, we'll get into her in a second. But Rachel is stirring the pot. And I do believe she stirred the pot when she asked Teresa if her kids were close with Melissa's kids. And plenty of other things Rachel did this season was to move the needle and stir the pot. Fine, she's a housewife. That's what her job is. But I'm just saying, I want her back next season. I want Danielle and Rachel back next season. I like that they're both fighting too. Kind of fun, just like Jackie and Jennifer. And then it's like Dolores and Margaret, and then, well, who don't fight, but like the levels of like how long they've been on the show. And then Teresa and Melissa are the top dogs. Margaret, I liked how she said that she's not even mad about the rumor that came out and Teresa's potential involvement in it, which I think we'll get to in part 2. The thing that Margaret is upset about is this whole Bo Didle guy. Who is Bo Didle? I saw the video posted that apparently, like, you know, Bo Didle never looked into anyone and that Louis just used his name to kind of weaponize it. And, you know, Louis is the new Joe Gorga. I mean, why is he getting so involved in the drama? Like, it's like I want to support Teresa and her relationship, but yeah, I see all the red flags with Louis, just like everyone else. But I also feel like for Teresa, he's perfect. And like Teresa's not going to date a guy with green flags. Teresa has plenty of red flags herself. So I do think Teresa and Louis are a perfect couple, and I wish them the best. But Louis needs to just stop trying to get involved in the drama. I feel like he was like it's just not going to be good for him. Like, why is a house husband so involved? He is the new Joe Gorga who like took a step back this year. Not that I like Joe Gorga any better, but seriously. But I would have liked to see Margaret's friend Laura on the show this season. And I think it was a really big missed opportunity to not have Laura on this season, even just for a couple of episodes. I did like the comparison. I'll give Teresa points when she was like, listen, Melissa, she was brought onto the show because we had drama. And that's kind of when Melissa became a person of interest, right? When people started to realize there was a sister-in-law and she was trying to get in it so bad. Melissa was trying to get on the show so bad at the time. And I read that book, the Housewives book that Dave Quinn wrote, and Carlos King and a few other people. Like, Melissa was trying to get on the show and she became a person of interest. There is some similarities with, like, obviously with Laura in a way, right? Like, Laura was trying to get on the show. She was friends with Margaret. Now she's bashing Margaret. I don't think that Laura could have been a full-time cast member, but I think that the story is missing Laura's presence, at least for one scene, maybe 2 scenes. We should have had the moment where Laura told Jennifer and Teresa about the rumor on camera for the context, because that is why everything is so wishy-washy. And that's why Teresa's involvement is so questioned, because everything happened behind the scenes that Teresa may or may not have been involved in. And we needed it on camera for the viewers. And that's the thing about Jersey. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. And that's why I read Twitter. And that's why I follow all the Jersey bloggers, because the show has a whole nother show going outside the show. Let me know what you guys think of the Real Housewives of New Jersey Part 1 reunion. And please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I would really appreciate it if you guys left your thoughts down below and your comments on this episode and on all things Jersey, or on what other videos you want me to make in the future. We're about to hit 10K, so please help me get there. And I'll see you guys for another video soon. Bye.